Hello everyone, I'm Princess Ronke Ademilui and I'm the Global Ambassador for the Moremi Initiative of His Imperial Majesty. I'm also the founder of Africa Fashion Week London and Africa Fashion Week Nigeria and the co-founder of the Adire Hub in Ile-Ife. The story of Moremi is one of compassion, selflessness, unconditional love for her people and bravery and courage. And the story passes so many messages to women, and that's why we keep on telling the story over and over again. It passes messages about maybe not limiting your abilities as a woman. You know, being a woman, you should not limit your abilities. Although Moremi was a woman then, but she was able to do what she did. She did that heroic deed. She took that step. She didn't think that, oh, because I'm a woman, I can't do this. And I'm sure back then, we're talking about thousands of years ago, there would have been so many people who would have told her that, you know what, you're a woman, you can't do this, you can't do that. But she paid that ultimate price and she gave herself up, you know, just for the love of her people. So using her as like a symbol is to tell women that do not limit your abilities. Another message is don't be silent. Her story encourages women not to be silent, to speak up about issues affecting them and affecting the society as a whole. Moremi saw what was happening to her people, to her community then. She saw how it was affecting them, how they were being taken as prisoners of war and slaves, and she decided to put a stop to it and gave herself up. Another message as well is this unfair representation of women, that we're meant to be seen and not heard. Moremi's story also tells us that as a woman, when you see things and you have the power or you have the ability to, you know, to speak about those things, you must always do it. And that's what her story tells us as well. You must try to find solutions to problems. Her story as well is one of great hope for women to be confident. A lot of women today are struggling to be accepted. Moremi's act of bravery, it shows self-worth. It shows that she saw herself worthy enough to embark on a mission to save her people. Self-confidence, it was a pivotal role that was played in Moremi's story, as history has told us that she was looked down on, she was frowned upon when she said she wanted to do what she did. So her story as well, you know, as a woman, gives us hope. It instills self-worth and self-confidence inside us. Moremi, for me, was a heroine. She was selfless. I call her the ancient feminist, a woman who was noted for her courage, bravery, her daring action and her selflessness. Who would have thought that a woman then would have gone on an espionage, a spy mission, you know, to save her people. Back then in that era where she fought alongside men, especially when women were confided to domestic issues, you know, like being a mother and being a wife. It was her uniqueness and her selflessness that made her put the welfare of her community first before her personal self. Her story, for me and for everyone, is a beacon of hope for women, and that is one of the main reasons why His Imperial Majesty, the Oni of Ife, is at the forefront of using the story of Moremi to inspire women of our generation and many generations to come. And this he did by erecting the tallest statue in Nigeria, in Ile-Ife, the statue of Moremi. I'm sure a lot of people know about that. And His Majesty and I have come up with so many projects that would, in tribute to her memory, you know, to convey messages, you know, and hope to many women faced with challenging issues. As the legendary Moremi, the legendary Queen Moremi, is a beacon of hope for so many women. She's a symbol of unity, she's a symbol of strength, and she's a symbol of hope. The first project that we did was a Queen Moremi cultural pageant. We started that in 2016, and what we do is we have thousands of women who register for free, and then we shortlist them, and then we have semi-finalists who come to Ife. We house them at the Ife Grand Resorts for about 10 days to 2 weeks, and we teach them so many virtues, you know, that the legendary Queen Moremi had. And then from there, a winner emerges, and she's gifted with a car, courtesy of His Imperial Majesty. And she also becomes a cultural ambassador. And when His Majesty is going on foreign trips, like Brazil, the UK, the US, this young ambassador goes, and it's kind of like a cultural exchange program. So she takes our culture to them and she learns about their culture. So this cultural and leadership pageant instills leadership skills in these young women. We also did a book. We published a book of the story of Moremi, a literature book in Yoruba and in English. That's going to go into secondary schools across Nigeria, starting from the southwest. The book was published in collaboration with the Obafemi Awolowo University. We also did a Moremi the musical. We did that in 2018, and in partnership with Chief Mrs. Olufonsho Amosun, who we call Yeye Moremi, who has been a pillar of support for promoting the Moremi brand. The reason why we did Moremi the musical was to be able to sell her story to the millennials. We had to put it in an entertaining way that they could resonate with. And we did Moremi the musical. We did it in 2018. We repeated it in 2019, and we were meant to go on a global tour, but due to COVID, we couldn't do that. But we're still going to be taking her story around the world. We also have the Moremi Empowerment Program, where we work with victims, of a modern-day slavery. When they come back from places like Oman or Lebanon, we reintegrate them back into the society. We work with them and we give them small grants, to educate them. Some who want to go back to school, and we sponsor their education. And the ones who want to start businesses as well, we give them small grants as well to enable them to support their businesses. We also have the Queen Moremi Ajashoro Say No to Rape initiative, where we work with our ambassador Fatima, who was a victim of rape herself, and we've supported her in publishing about 1,000 copies of her book that she can distribute for free to young people who are suffering the same ordeal as her. We also have the Moremi Entrepreneurship Program, where we, I think in December, the recent one that we did is we empowered over 400 women in Ile-Ife, and we were able to give them small cash grants during COVID, because as we're all aware, COVID affected so many people, but I don't think much was done for women. So His Imperial Majesty and Chief Mrs. Olufonsho Amosun Yeye Moremi took this upon themselves, that we should gather some women together, young women, market women, traders, and we should empower them so that they could start businesses or they could add to their existing business. The ultimate goal for His Majesty and myself is to actually have a Moremi microfinance bank, where we could lend women, where women will have the opportunities to lend, because as we all know, history has shown us that women are the best borrowers. When you lend us money, we always pay back. So thank you very much.
Obviously has said the best ones will get prizes. You know how Arole Odua, Olofin Azimula, or how he always is. He always encourages. He's very passionate about women. He's very passionate about lifting women, empowering women, because he believes that women are left out in the society. So she's going to explain the show.
Márùn lẹ̀ ń wò yìí, bàbá márùn lẹ̀ ń wò yìí, 5 years, ìgbà tá a mú tán lórí báyìí, abẹ́rẹ́ la fi wó. So bàdẹ̀ ṣe máa fi sáró léèmí náà máa rí, bàdẹ̀ tó ṣe ń mú náà ẹ tún máa rí. Eléyìí tá àti ìwọ̀n tán ó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ táwọn obìnrin mú lọ́wọ́, àwọn tó kù náà ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn tó bá ṣe ń mú màmá. Tó tá bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ fi ṣe pàṣípò náà, bá ṣe sí láti kọ́kọ́ máa background ẹ̀ ní àkókò sílẹ̀ already. So later àwa mú tábà tí wọ́n mú tán, so àwa ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àrùn mi sì ní ọ̀rọ̀ àrùn mi tàbá fẹ́ ìta àwọn èèyàn ìgbà tábà tí mú tán àrùn mi tàbá gbé sí ojú ilé ìta àwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa gbé àrùn èèyàn pẹ̀lú ìdájọ́. So láti tún máa ṣe àtìlẹ́lẹ́, so àwọn sẹ́ẹ̀sì tàbí ṣe ó ti wà nílẹ̀, so bá ṣe ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ yẹn náà ó ti wà nílẹ̀. gbogbo ẹ̀ máa rí abẹ́rẹ́ sí ṣe lé tó kù tó kù lọ́wọ́.
Actually more than what I expected. So much time of here. And aside from that, everything that they've been teaching us, it's like they're performing miracles because I've never done this before. And I realized that this training is going to go a long way for youth, for women. It will make us become independent. And aside from that, it's something that we can do and be boasted of, something that can be a source of income, something that can make us be self-reliant and all that. The experience has been wonderful.
So what's your advice to your colleagues here?
I just want to advise everyone of us here to take this thing serious. And after leaving this place, I want to advise us to keep doing what we got here and try to.
And we're celebrating women by empowering them, by teaching them, by training them on the craftsmanship and the art of Adire making.